In the annals of ancient Chinese history, few figures loom as large and terrifying as Txiv Yawg, the legendary warrior whose name strikes fear into the hearts of his enemies. But who was he really? Welcome to our channel, where today we'll be exploring the life and legacy of Txiv Yawg, one of the most powerful and influential figures in ancient Chinese mythology. Join us as we delve into the origins, accomplishments, and enduring impact of this legendary warrior. But before we begin, don't forget to hit that like button for more videos of historical tales. Now let's meet the legendary warrior Txiv Yawg. Txiv Yawg is an enigmatic figure shrouded in myth and legend. Historical records are scarce, and much of what we know about him comes from folklore and traditional texts. According to these sources, he was a member of the Zhuli ethnic group, a loose confederation of tribes located in the remote regions of ancient China. The Zhou were known for their martial prowess and their skill in shamanism, and these qualities were exemplified in their most famous member, Chu. The exact timeline of Txiv Yawg's life is uncertain, but he is believed to have lived around the 12th century BC during the Shang and Zhou dynasties. This period was a time of great upheaval in ancient China, as the Shang dynasty was nearing its end and the Zhou were preparing to take over. Amidst this chaos, Chu emerged as a powerful leader and warlord, uniting various tribes under his banner and launching a series of successful military campaigns. His rise to power and military success can be seen as a response to the oppressive rule of the Shang dynasty, which had become increasingly corrupt and tyrannical. The Shang kings were notorious for their extravagance and their disregard for the welfare of their subjects, and many of the common people yearned for a new leader who could deliver them from their oppression. Txiv Yawg, with his reputation as a skilled warrior and a champion of the underdog, became the embodiment of this hope. The details of Txiv Yawg's early life are lost to time, but it is said that he was born with an innate understanding of warfare and strategy. As a young man, he trained tirelessly, honing his skills as a swordsman and learning the intricacies of military tactics. His natural abilities were so exceptional that he soon became known throughout the land as a master strategist and a fearless fighter. Under his leadership, the Zhuli tribes flourished, becoming a formidable force to be reckoned with. He implemented innovative military strategies and tactics, introducing new weapons and formations that caught his enemies off guard. His warriors, inspired by his example, fought with unmatched ferocity and determination, earning the respect and admiration of even their opponents. As Txiv Yawg's power grew, so did his ambitions. He set his sights on overthrowing the ruling Shang dynasty and establishing a new order in ancient China. To this end, he forged alliances with neighboring tribes and kingdoms, creating a broad coalition of like-minded leaders who shared his vision for a better future. Together, they launched a series of daring raids and full-scale invasions into Shang territory, inflicting devastating blows on their enemies and undermining the dynasty's authority. The Shang kings, caught off guard by the ferocity and ingenuity of Txiv Yawg's attacks, struggled to mount an effective response. Their forces were no match for Txiv Yawg's elite warriors, and their attempts to quell the rebellion only resulted in further embarrassment and humiliation. The tide of war had turned, and it seemed as though the end of the Shang dynasty was nigh. In the midst of this conflict, a pivotal battle took place that would determine the fate of ancient China and secure Shui's place in history. The Battle of Bangquan, also known as the Battle of the Wild Boars, pitted Chu and his coalition of tribes against the full might of the Shang dynasty. The stakes were high, and both sides fought with unwavering determination. According to legend, Txiv Yawg's forces employed a brilliant strategy, using their knowledge of the terrain and their mastery of guerrilla tactics to outmaneuver and defeat their enemies. They set traps, launched surprise attacks, and exploited every advantage, giving the Shang army no respite or opportunity to regroup. The Shang soldiers, on the other hand, relied on their superior numbers and their more conventional military strategies. But they were unable to make any significant headway against the elusive and adaptable warriors of Chu. The turning point of the battle came when Chu himself faced off against the Shang king. The two warriors clashed in a duel of epic proportions, and the outcome hung in the balance. As the battle raged on, the tension was palpable, and the fate of ancient China seemed to hang in the balance. In the end, it was Chu who emerged victorious, slaying the Shang king and shattering the dynasty's military might. With the Shang king's demise, the dynasty's power crumbled, and Chuhu's coalition emerged triumphant. The victory secured Chuhu's reputation as a legendary warrior and marked a turning point in the history of ancient China. However, despite his military genius and strategic brilliance, Chuhu's story had a tragic ending. After his victory over the Shang, he turned his attention to the neighboring kingdom of Yan. The ruler of Yan, King Ji, fearing Txiv Yawg's growing power, sought to form an alliance with the last remaining Shang king, Xinhuang. Together, they assembled a massive army and marched on Txiv Yawg's home territory. Despite being outnumbered and outgunned, Txiv Yawg and his warriors fought valiantly, but in the end, they were no match for the combined forces of Yan and Shang. Txiv Yawg was captured and brutally executed, his head cut off and his body mutilated. His followers were either slain or scattered, and his legacy seemed all but forgotten. However, the memory of Txiv Yawg's courage, determination, and military genius endured, and he was soon elevated to the status of a legendary warrior. In the centuries that followed, his deeds were romanticized and embellished. One of the most enduring legends associated with Txiv is his supposed ability to control the weather. During the Battle of Bangquan, it is said that he summoned a torrential downpour that washed away the trenches and fortifications of the Shang army, throwing them into disarray. This power over the elements was seen as a manifestation of his divine favor, and it contributed to his reputation as a near-mythical figure. Another legend tells of Txiv Yawg's encounter with the dragon god, a powerful deity that played a pivotal role in Chinese mythology. When Txiv was at the height of his power, he is said to have been visited by the dragon god, who bestowed upon him a magical weapon that gave him control over the weather. With this newfound power, Txiv was able to lead his armies to even greater victories, solidifying his status as a legendary warrior. While the historical record of Txiv is fragmented and often contradictory, his influence on Chinese culture and mythology is undeniable. He has been depicted in countless works of art, literature, and film, and his story continues to inspire awe and wonder in those who hear it. One of the most fascinating aspects of Txiv Yawg's legacy is the ambiguity surrounding his character. Historical accounts often paint him as a brutal and merciless conqueror, while mythological tales portray him as a heroic and benevolent leader. This duality has led some scholars to view him as a symbol of the struggle between good and evil, with his triumphs representing the triumph of righteousness over tyranny. In recent years, there has been a growing movement to reclaim and celebrate Txiv Yawg's legacy, particularly among those of Chinese descent. He has become a symbol of cultural pride and identity, and his story is often used to explore themes of Pan-Asianism and solidarity. Some have even called for the decolonization of historical narratives and the inclusion of more diverse perspectives on figures like Txiv. As we continue to learn more about Txiv and his place in ancient Chinese history, we can expect his legacy to continue evolving and inspiring new interpretations. The life and times of Txiv Yawg, the legendary warrior of ancient China, remain shrouded in mystery and intrigue. While historical records are incomplete and often contradictory, the myths and legends that surround him offer a glimpse into the rich tapestry of Chinese culture and history. From his humble beginnings as a member of the Zhizhou tribe to his rise as a legendary warrior and conqueror, Txiv Yawg's story has captivated the imaginations of people for centuries, though he met a tragic end at the hands of his enemies. His legacy of courage, determination, and military genius lives on in the hearts and minds of many. Whether revered as a hero or reviled as a villain, Txiv's story serves as a reminder of the complexities of history and the enduring power of storytelling. So what do you think about Txiv's story? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for more videos of historical tales. Thanks for watching.